Greetings, Online History MA students. We are going to review a PowerPoint today for orientation. This PowerPoint has tons of information regarding your program and very important milestones. First things first, here is some contact information. It's important to have, so I've included my information. I'm Katie Hamilton. I'm the graduate coordinator. There is my phone number and my email. Another important person is Dr. Penelope Moon. She's the director of online graduate programs. First things first, the handbook. Your program, the Online History MA, has a handbook. It is extremely important. It has tons of information about course requirements, transfer credits, pretty much anything that you could think of. So please take some time to familiarize yourself with the program handbook. It is each and every student's responsibility to be aware of and follow all guidelines and requirements set forth in the handbook. Of course, if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. The link to the actual handbook can be found under the links button within the orientation module. Another place that you can find the handbook is also on the Shippers MA Graduate Blackboard page. GPA requirements. Students enrolled in the Online History MA are required to maintain a GPA of 3.3 at all times. The Director of Online Graduate Programs may submit a recommendation to dismiss a student from the program if the following situations occur: if you receive a grade of C or lower in 3 graduate-level history courses, if your cumulative GPA falls below 3.3 for 2 consecutive semesters, or if you cannot graduate with a 3.3 GPA in classes identified on the plan of study. In other words, please keep a GPA of 3.3 or higher in all areas. Academic progress and degree completion. This is a chart that I use a lot as graduate coordinator just to make sure students are staying on track. It helps me see what milestones you need to reach by which semester. So I think it's very helpful for students to see as well. This is also in the handbook. So you can see there's a gap from 0 to 15 credit hours, some milestones that you must reach by 15 credit hours, which includes establishing your supervisory committee, establishing your IPAWS or your interactive plan of study, and submitting a proposal for your advanced research skill. By 15 to 30 credit hours, you should be completing your required coursework, completing your professional experience if you are a public history student, and submitting your culminating project proposal. In the final semester, you can see that you're focusing on that culminating project as well as defending that culminating project, and you're also applying for graduation. Supervisory committee. So now that you've been accepted into the program, it's a good time to start thinking about your committee. The basis of a supervisory committee is to help you throughout your studies. These individuals are meant to help advise you on which courses you should take and ultimately to help you with your research in your culminating project. So it's important that you find individuals that you can work well with and that you get along with. You will need to find another member aside from Dr. Moon to co-chair your committee. The additional member must be tenured or tenure track history graduate faculty. And we do have a history graduate faculty link. This link shows all of the graduate faculty as well as their endorsement. So different people are endorsed to different things. You will want this person to be either co-chair or chair. Lastly, if you're public history, Mark Thibault most likely will serve as your co-chair, so I've included his email below. Here is some more information on the supervisory committee. You will need to have all members selected by the time you obtain 15 credit hours or when you are halfway through your program. We have a form. It's the Supervisory Committee Selection Form, which can be found on the Shippers MA Graduate Blackboard site. It needs to be filled out and returned to the graduate coordinator via email. This is how you formally select your supervisory committee. Once that's completed, and when you're actually completing your IPAWS, which we'll talk about a little bit later, those supervisory committee members are entered into your IPAWS as well. For more specific information about your supervisory committee, please review your handbook. Okay, IPAWS, this is a big one. So IPAWS stands for the Interactive Plan of Study. Essentially, it is a contract between yourself, graduate education, and the School of Historical, Philosophical, and Religious Studies at ASU. It contains information about which classes you are going to take, when you will take them, and how you will take them in order to graduate. So it's basically a list of your courses that you're planning to take to fulfill those 30 credit hours that are required for the master's degree. It is filed through My ASU when you reach 15 credit hours or when you're halfway through the program. When you're in your My ASU, there's an actual tab that says IPAWS, and you click on that and you go through a series of steps to actually complete the IPAWS. So once you reach 15 credit hours, you will contact the graduate coordinator to fill out a draft or a hard copy, of the IPAWS first before completing the process. So basically, we don't want you to jump right in and do the digital form of the IPAWS first. It's easier to do a hard copy in collaboration with the coordinator and then use that draft to actually fill out the online version. We also have a really great how-to guide of step-by-step directions of how to fill out the IPAWS under the links button in the orientation module. It's still a little early to be looking at that, but it's great to just get an idea of kind of what you need to do when you're filling out your IPAWS. Just get an idea of what that process is like. And the most important part is when you graduate, the courses and terms listed on your IPAWS must be correct and approved in order for you to graduate. So we want to make sure that your IPAWS is filled out correctly. An important part of your History Online MA program is the advanced research skill. You will need to demonstrate proficiency in an advanced research skill to pass the program. You can determine this skill with your advisor, so you will collaborate and decide what skill would best fit your research. The first step that you need to take for this advanced research skill is to submit a proposal. This must be submitted by 15 credit hours within the program or when you are halfway through. The form for the proposal can be found on the Blackboard site. Here are some possible options just to give you an idea of the advanced research skill. We have quantitative methods of analysis, oral history interviewing, genealogy, foreign language related to the field of study. So some students will actually take an exam in a foreign language, and that will count as their advanced research skill. Another option is interdisciplinary training in a field relevant to the student's research interests. So and this list is not comprehensive. We don't box you in for a reason. We want to hear different ideas, and there are several ideas that are worthwhile that would count as your advanced research skill. So keep that in mind. If there's something you're really interested in, a skill that you're really wanting to learn, certainly discuss that with your advisor to see if that would be an option to fulfill the advanced research skill requirement. Okay, the culminating project is a very big part of the Online History MA program. Your culminating project is a significant scholarly investigation demonstrating graduate-level professional accomplishment. The parameters and format will be determined in consultation with your supervisory committee. For this culminating project, you do have to create a proposal. The proposal is basically a summary of what you will do for the culminating project. You must submit your proposal before enrolling in the History 593 course. Finally, you must also complete a defense of this culminating project. There are two options for the culminating project, a research option and an applied project. The research option is a substantial paper of original research using primary resources that includes a discussion of how the research fits into the existing literature. the applied project is especially suited to public history students and K through 12 teachers pursuing the MA, but it is also open to any online MA student. You can develop a culminating applied project relevant in some way to your career or career aspirations. For more specific details about the culminating project, please visit the handbook. As a note, these two options are merely examples of your possible culminating project framework. We are open to various ideas from students. Finally, graduation. You will apply for graduation through MyASU. There is a great graduate education website that contains all of the deadlines for graduation. Super important. You can see the link right here in the PowerPoint. It will also be under the links button in the orientation module. Of course, you will need to complete all your required coursework. The master's degree is 30 credit hours total. You'll need to have your IPAWS filled out completely, which you will have done in collaboration with the graduate coordinator and your advisor. And as always, you can set a phone meeting with the graduate coordinator, that's me, if you have any questions. So I'm going to show you right now how to navigate to the Shippers History MA online Blackboard. This site is super helpful and it's super important to your success throughout the program. It houses all of the forms that I've mentioned in this PowerPoint. Every form that you see mentioned in the handbook, in orientation, is found on this website, and this website is made just for MA students. So the way that you access this Blackboard is you will log into MyASU. If you look under the section that says My Classes under Blackboard, you're going to click that Blackboard button. That's going to take you to another page. You're going to see a tab that says My Organizations. You're going to click on Shippers MA Graduate. I took a screenshot of what it looked like when I logged in. This is what you should see. You can see on the right side announcements. On the left, these are all of the different links that are available. So you can see forms. That's a very big link that has all the forms we've been talking about. Graduation has information about graduation policies. There are special topics and seminar course descriptions that just give some information or more specific information on courses offered. IPAWS. This link gives you more information on the interactive plan of study and how to fill it out. There's a travel link. Also under history, I wanted to point out, you can see there's History MA Tempe, there's History MA Online. That is you. So your handbook can be found under that link specifically. There is some additional orientation material. ASU Online has taken the opportunity to create a general online student orientation as well. This provides step-by-step tutorials and a ton of great information, especially if you're new to ASU and if you're new to online study. So I've put the link at the top of the PowerPoint here. Please take some time and review this. It will help you feel more familiarized with ASU resources. Most of all, we want to take the time to welcome you to the ASU History MA online program. We are very excited to have you here. We are very excited to grow this program. It has been very successful so far. As always, please feel free to reach out if you need any assistance. And I've also included the contact information slide one more time, just in case you didn't get it the first time. Thank you so much, and welcome to ASU.